They were icons, untouchable, dazzling, sculpted by the golden age of Hollywood. But behind those flawless faces and glittering smiles were people who had been stripped of their real identities and reshaped by the studios that claimed to love them. This is the untold truth of 15 Golden Age stars who were completely transformed by Hollywood, some for fame, others for survival, that if this kind of story touches your heart, if you're someone who cares about truth, responsibility, and speaking up for the voiceless, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with someone who should hear it. Let's get started. 1. Judy Garland. Before she was Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, Judy Garland was Frances Ethelgum, a small-town girl with an ordinary look and extraordinary talent. When MGM signed her, executives were enchanted by her voice but horrified by her appearance. They told her she looked like a fat little pig in pigtails. She was 13. To make her camera perfect, the studio reshaped her. Literally, they pulled her teeth, changed her hairline, and strapped her into corsets so tight she could barely breathe. They even controlled what she ate, placing her on a pep pill diet by day and sleeping pills by night. Those little pills, meant to keep her thin and energetic, eventually destroyed her health. Judy became the poster child for studio exploitation, a girl who brought magic to millions but paid for it with her body and mind. 2. Rita Hayworth. Rita Hayworth wasn't born a bombshell. She was born Margarita Carmen Cancino, a dark-haired Spanish dancer. But Columbia Pictures decided America wasn't ready for her kind of beauty. Studio head Harry Cohn demanded a full transformation. Her hairline was painfully raised by electrolysis, her black hair dyed fiery red. Her name changed to something Anglo-friendly, Rita Hayworth. Within a year, she became one of the most recognizable faces in the world, her image painted on the side of atomic bombs as a good luck charm. Yet, privately, she confessed, "Every man I've known has fallen in love with Gilda and woken up with me." The woman America adored was a studio creation, one Margarita Cancino would never fully find her way back from. 3. Rock Hudson. In public, Rock Hudson was the definition of masculine perfection, broad shoulders, square jaw, a smile that could melt film. In private, he lived a carefully guarded secret life. Born Roy Harold Scherer Jr., he was a shy Illinois boy with a speech impediment and no connections. When Hollywood discovered him, they remade him into a poster of straight male virility. His agent changed his name to Rock Hudson, taught him how to speak, walk, and even kiss for the camera. Universal Studios arranged dates with women and even a fake marriage to keep his true sexuality hidden. The man who made millions swoon was acting off-screen too. Forced to play a role he never wanted to end. 4. Marilyn Monroe. The name alone evokes perfection, but Marilyn Monroe began as Norma G. Mortensen, a shy, freckled foster child. Her first studio executives said she was cute, but ordinary. They bleached her hair platinum, trained her to lower her voice into that breathy whisper, and taught her how to walk like every step was a secret. Marilyn learned quickly that she was loved for being someone else. That transformation worked too well. She became the most desired woman on earth, yet the loneliest. Beneath the curls and red lips was a woman haunted by the fear that she'd vanish the moment the cameras stopped rolling. 5. Lucille Ball. Long before she made America laugh as Lucy, Lucille Ball struggled to be seen at all. She was told she didn't have the right look, too freckled, too quirky, too unconventional. She dyed her hair every shade imaginable before settling on that iconic fiery orange red that became her trademark. Studios told her to act less funny and more glamorous. But when Lucille finally took control of her own production company, she proved she didn't need anyone to define her. She'd been remade by Hollywood, but ultimately, she remade Hollywood itself. 6. Cary Grant. Cary Grant wasn't born a gentleman. He was born Archibald Leach in Bristol, England, to a poor family and a fractured home. His mother was institutionalized when he was 9, and his father vanished from his life. Determined to escape his past, he crossed the Atlantic with a traveling troupe, reinventing himself with every stop. When Hollywood called, he perfected a persona, smooth, witty, unflappable. Archibald disappeared, Cary Grant was born. Yet later in life, Grant admitted he never fully found peace. Everyone wants to be Cary Grant. Even I want to be Cary Grant. The mask had fused with the man. 7. Lana Turner. Lana Turner's discovery story is a Hollywood legend. A teenage girl sipping a soda in a cafe, spotted by a talent scout. But what followed was no fairy tale. She was renamed, reshaped, and paraded as the Sweater Girl, an image that objectified her before she even turned 18. MGM controlled her every move, forbidding her from public relationships that might tarnish her appeal. Turner later confessed she never wanted to be a starlet. She wanted to be herself. But in a world built on illusions, there was no room for authenticity. 8. Anthony Quinn. Anthony Quinn was born in Mexico, the son of a revolutionary. When he arrived in Hollywood, the studios didn't know what to do with him. They told him his face was too ethnic, his accent too thick. Yet, instead of erasing his identity, Quinn leaned into it, taking roles that reflected the world's stereotypes and then transcending them. He became the first Mexican-American to win an Oscar, not by pretending to be someone else, but by showing the strength of who he really was. Even in a system that demanded conformity, he found power in difference. 9. Ava Gardner. Ava Gardner was so beautiful that MGM executives signed her without ever hearing her speak. But that voice, a raw Southern drawl, wasn't what they wanted. The studio sent her to endless diction lessons to erase her accent. They dressed her, sculpted her eyebrows, dictated her weight. They wanted me to be a lady, she said later. I wanted to be me. Gardner never lost her edge, even as she became one of the era's most desired women. Beneath the glamour, she was still that barefoot North Carolina girl, just trying to be seen for more than her face. 10. Montgomery Clift. Montgomery Clift was the anti-Hollywood star, quiet, intellectual, intensely private. Yet, even he couldn't escape transformation. The studio forced him into leading man roles he despised, while his own perfectionism pushed him further into isolation. After a devastating car accident in 1956, his face was reconstructed, and his career never recovered. Friends said the man who returned to set was haunted, the light dimmed. In a world obsessed with surface beauty, Clift's wounds, both visible and invisible, revealed the cost of trying to stay perfect. 11. Veronica Lake. Veronica Lake's peekaboo hairstyle became an instant craze, copied by millions of women during World War II. But behind that sultry image was Constance Ockelman, a shy girl from Brooklyn. The studio transformed her into a femme fatale, a walking fantasy. Yet, when the war effort warned women that copying her hairstyle could cause accidents in factories, Paramount ordered her to change it. Her fame evaporated overnight. Lake later said, "Hollywood taught me that being different is good, until it's not." The identity they built for her collapsed the moment it stopped selling. 12. Anna May Wong. Hollywood's first Chinese-American star, Anna May Wong, faced a cruel paradox. She was celebrated for her exotic allure, yet barred from romantic roles opposite white actors because of racist laws and studio politics. They dressed her in silk cheongsams and cast her as dangerous seductresses, denying her the chance to play ordinary heroines. When a white actress was cast as the Chinese lead in The Good Earth, a role Wong had begged to play, it broke her heart. Hollywood transformed her into a symbol of foreign mystery, but she never stopped fighting to be seen as fully human. 13. Jean Harlow. Before Marilyn, there was Jean Harlow, the original blonde bombshell. Born Harleen Carpenter, she entered Hollywood shy and insecure. The studios bleached her hair platinum with chemicals so harsh they burned her scalp. They demanded she project sex appeal at all times, turning her into a fantasy she didn't understand. Harlow died at just 26, her health destroyed by exhaustion and illness. To this day, her legacy glows bright, but the woman behind it never had a chance to live. 14. Bette Davis. Bette Davis refused to be molded into anyone else's idea of beauty. Warner Brothers called her difficult because she fought for control of her image, her roles, her right to age naturally. Yet even she had a bend. The studio insisted she glamorize her look, retouch publicity stills, and hide any trace of vulnerability. Davis eventually broke free, taking roles that showed women as fierce, flawed, and real. She didn't just survive the studio system, she bent it to her will. 15. Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor entered Hollywood as a child with violet eyes and a destiny already written. MGM shaped her every step, deciding what she wore, who she dated, even when she could marry. Her beauty became her brand, but it trapped her too. By adulthood, she'd endured more scrutiny than any actor alive. The problem with being a star, she once said, is that you can't ever stop acting. Taylor's transformation wasn't just physical, it was emotional, spiritual, and eternal. Hollywood gave her everything, and in return, took a piece of her soul.